Let's just, yeah, that's fine. All right, hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play a Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday evening. And here we go with another one of these. So tonight we're painting some Critical Role miniatures, and yeah, we'll see how far we go. Might be an early evening. My son has invited himself to the stream, like he always does, and we're just gonna see what the young man has to say. He has some controversial opinions, folks. I have no idea where he gets them from, but he does have some controversial opinions. We're gonna be painting eyes, and I hate painting eyes on stream. I absolutely detest it, but we need to do it. It's part of the process. So we're gonna get to it, and you guys are gonna tell me what's what.
And hello, so I just want to clarify something that is kind of hilarious because yesterday we were talking about Star Wars.
Okay, so we're gonna go straight into it. We're gonna go straight into Star Wars. All right, what?
There's like an elf guy here.
Yeah.
Right,
okay. All right.
You guys probably can't see him that well.
No, you can see him.
He's like the one on the left. He's right
yeah, he's that one. Sure.
Yeah, and he kind of looks like a Salacious B. Crumb.
He does kind of look like a Salacious B. Crumb, also known as the monkey lizard.
Quackian
monkey lizard.
Quackian.
Quackian monkey lizard. Also on The Mandalorian. It's on The Mandalorian to cover everything Star Wars. Yes, it's on The Mandalorian as well.
Yeah, it gets killed, but like remember.
But they like cook it. Yeah, they're cooking one, and the other one is just waiting to die.
But I think he was like trying to get out. Well, literally, I
he was
think
just
that would actually be a better pet than food.
Just sad times.
Yeah, but literally, if you had like a Quackian monkey lizard as a pet, I want to know. I mean, if you found a Quackian monkey lizard, what would you do with it? I want to know.
That's your question?
Yeah.
Is it your question for me, or is it your question for the audience? Okay.
Audience.
We'll see. Nobody is tuned in yet, so.
Nobody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's watching this show right now.
Sad time.
People might be a little. Hey, what's up, Nelson? Nelson's watching this stream.
Finally. Well,
Finally. What's up, Nelson?
Okay. Hello, Nelson.
All right. So if you had a Quackian monkey lizard, what was the question? If you had a Quackian monkey lizard, what would you do with it?
I would honestly I would have no idea what to do with it.
With a Quackian monkey lizard.
Because I know that it would be dangerous, but like, well, not really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it? It's just like.
I don't know. I don't think they're dangerous.
Yeah, they're not dangerous. They're just like little things. They just look weird. They're just like old fat goblins. That's literally what they look like.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. I mean, do you think that the fact that all of these, basically all of these races of creatures in Star Wars, for better or for worse, are still for the most part living in relative peace? I don't know. Don't you consider that kind of a triumph in of itself?
I mean, yeah.
Sure, there's an empire, and it's mean, but I mean, look at all the different races and, mixes of alien creatures and.
Yeah, but they don't really.
Right, and like, isn't that a little bit of a triumph unto its own?
Yeah, I mean, they all kind of.
Right. I mean, look at the 40K universe. None of those guys get along. They just kill each other immediately. But at least in Star Wars, you have like, Twi'leks and Rhodians and Snaggletooth guys all be chilling. Ugnaughts. I genetically modify it to turn into a Godzilla or extra intelligence to be able to talk.
Are you guys talking about?
So that's what Nelson would do if he had a Quackian monkey lizard.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say
That's a question, guys. What would you do if you had a Kowakian monkey lizard like Salacious B. Crumb? He says, and I'll read it again because you weren't listening. I genetically modify it to turn into Godzilla or extra intelligence to be able to talk. It's a lot of genetic modification to get it to turn into Godzilla.
Yeah,
But, you know, you did ask a question and he did answer it, so.
Okay,
So valid. Valid.
I think what I would do is I would, like, keep it in containment and decide what I would do with it the next day.
That's an answer.
Not really.
I mean, it's not really an answer. What's up, Shadowcat? It's not really an answer because you said I would. Your answer is I would decide what to do with it the next day. So essentially, your answer is I would put it off for a day and think about it. But now you have a day.
Okay, but now I'll answer it.
Okay, now you answer it.
What I really did with it was I would either throw it in, I would either get rid of it, or I just stare at it in my hallway. That's what I actually.
Those are the choices.
I guess
You get rid of it or stare at it in your hallway. Why specifically in the hallway?
I don't know.
Okay. Because the hallway is where one examines these things. Apparently.
Well, this is like, I would put it in the hallway for while I'm staring at it. Then I would do the rest of the stuff,
Okay.
That kind of thing. And I tried to get it big enough so that I could fight with it. But I don't think that would be
Why would...
possible.
You mean you just want it to turn it into a living punching bag?
No.
I don't understand.
No, to get it to fight other things.
Oh, I see. So you'd be a Pokemon master.
Except with
Kowakian monkey lizards.
AKA fat old
I don't...
goblins.
Okay. Alright.
Well, what do you have to say?
What do I have to say if I had a Kowakian monkey lizard?
Yes.
I would bathe it so it doesn't stink so bad. Then, I don't know. It seems kind of creepy because it's basically sitting there, essentially naked, and it's sitting in Jawa's lap, Jabba the Hutt's lap, and he's essentially naked, and it's just creepy, right? That's skin on skin all day. That's gotta stink, right? And Jawa's there eating frogs, just sweating it out, watching his little Twi'lek dancers and feeding people to Rancors. It's gonna get gross at the end of the day. It's gonna stink. So the first thing I would do is I would bathe that sucker. And then I would go find like the most Karen person in the galaxy and put a sweater on it and sell it to her for a lot of money. I would say, this is not a Kowakian monkey lizard. I would say, this is the latest Shar-Pei pug puppy chihuahua. And I'd put a sweater on it. I'd put an adorable sweater on that thing. And I would get her to oogle and I'd say, look, listen. Very few people in the galaxy have these. You know who has these? Criminal lords of the underworld have these. And I wouldn't be lying. And Space Karen would be so into it. Oh my gosh, I have to have one right now. And I would sell it to her. And that thing would jump in her hair and laugh. And I would have Space Karen's money. That's the end of the movie. That's the end of my... That's my answer. Sell it to a Space Karen. I would bathe it, put it in a sweater, sell it to a Space Karen.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever.
So that's my answer. You asked me what I would do.
Yeah,
Shadowcat would do what they did in Mandalorian, so she would cook it and eat it eventually. Specifically, she would cook it in front of one of its friends.
That's so sad.
That's how that would. That's the answer.
Wow, Shadowcat, I agree.
Yeah, but
Dark humor is the best humor.
but yes, my answer: sell it to a space Karen.
That's the weirdest. That's just weird.
Yep. Well, you wanted to know. You wanted to know what I would do. I would do that.
That was weird.
I would do that.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was.
I didn't say my answer was standard. You know.
I mean, it is your answer. I asked
Sounds like a character Kathleen Kennedy would be or play in space. Let's sell to it. Yeah. Look at that thing. Look at Salacious B. Crumb. You see how ugly it is?
Yeah.
Can you imagine a little bright red sweater on it, or even Burberry plaid, like really chic sweater on that smelly little dude,
Yeah.
and then just hand it over to a space Karen? I'd be all over that.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
Is it like the sweater that we that like that you put on dogs, or is it like an actual sweater?
It would be a dog sweater. I don't want it being mistaken for a kid. I want it to be mistaken for a dog, like those ugly Chinese dogs that win ugliest dog contests.
Oh,
Do you guys remember ugliest dog contests from like 2012? When they used to do ugliest dog contests, and everyone on the internet thought it was super cool that these dogs had their tongues that were like sticking half out of their mouths. They couldn't close their mouths all the way, and people were going, "Oh, my dog's so ugly," but they would cheer it on. Am I the only person that remembers this stuff? It's not that long ago. It really isn't that long ago.
It was not that long ago.
It was not that long ago. Right? Alright, so now that we answered your question.
I have to answer one of your questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm just painting eyes. You're supposed to be... You volunteered for this. You're supposed to be driving the conversation here. It's a sputter and a fail. What do you got, dude?
How would they get the frogs? Because
What frogs?
Because you said that Jabba the Hutt eats frogs.
He does. He keeps them in a little tank. He keeps a little tank right next to where he sits, and there's usually a frog in it. It's usually a bullfrog. It looks like, or a big. It's a large frog. We'll just put it that way. It's a large frog, and then it's a.
Oh, yeah, they do have frogs.
But they have frogs apparently in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
There are kind of frogs like almost on every planet, which kind of makes sense,
yeah,
right?
The Mandalorian?
Yeah, there's frogs on every planet in the Mandalorian.
And the Mandalorian, Baby Yoda just shoved a frog in his face.
Yeah, Baby Yoda eats frogs all the time. So, there you go. We're also pointing out that in the laws of Star Wars, that lava really isn't all that hot.
Yeah.
That you can walk right up to liquid molten magma, and you wouldn't die. You could actually ride a boat over it.
Yeah.
You only die when you don't even die when you don't have the high ground and you do a stupid move, and your former master cuts your arm and your leg off. You still don't die. And then when your body starts to slide into the magma, you just burn a little bit. Like you don't even like incinerate. You just sort of just burn enough to cry a little.
For example, the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin. Anakin only got burned like a little bit.
Yeah, he barely. That's because lava is weak in the Star Wars universe. That's what we know.
That giant suit. Why do they have to put so much on the suit? Right?
What suit?
Because remember after Anakin got hurt in the lava?
Oh, they put him in the Darth Vader suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it has to breathe for him and turn him into not a stupid emo kid. That's what that's why, like, that takes a lot of, there's a lot of engineering into turning an emo kid into a not emo kid. Right? He's got to go from emo kid to James Earl Jones. Like, that's a huge leap. You can't just do that. You can't just go from emo kid to James Earl Jones. It's even when he turned directly into James Earl Jones, he was still emo for that scene.
Wow.
I mean, that's, I don't know. I don't think this isn't mind-shattering stuff. This is just, this is what you want to talk about, son. And I just want to paint eyes. I mean, I don't want to paint eyes, but I have to paint eyes. Anybody else doing any painting or hobby?
Or any of that.
You want to tell me?
Crap?
You want to tell me about that?
Yes, not really.
Octavius,
I'm just
what do you? Yeah, what are you?
thinking of.
No. Like, what's it? What's your mindset before you like? Hey, I'm gonna stream.
My mind is.
Yeah. What do you? What's going on in there?
My mind is set going, and then I
Just enough to be extra crispy. Can have an order 66 with Anakin and extra crispy with a side of emo. Clatoine patty frog are the frogs Jabba has. That's good to know. Clatoine patty frog,
Okay.
right? Not to be mistaken with the common American bullfrog. I think the bullfrogs that they used in Return of the Jedi, they may be a little upset that they're typecast as Clatoine frogs. There was not proper representation of American bullfrogs in that scene.
Do you remember Dad, do you remember that when Baby Yoda eats the frog for the first time? Eats a frog for the first time? Remember?
No.
On screen?
Should I remember? I guess he was in that village or whatever.
Yeah, with all those Spanish talking
The little kids?
Reapers. You know
Why were they
those
Grim Reapers? What?
They look like they're in those brown robes, and remember they have those red eyes.
That's one way to look at it. I don't
and
even.
They have the dark.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
No, those little guys that
Oh,
that
Jawas.
Yeah, Jawas.
Yeah.
They're in the Jawas village, and then he ate the frog when it was turning to sunset.
Sure.
Yeah. I want to know, was that the same frog? Because it looked way tinier.
Please don't knock my chair.
Okay, sorry.
What? I don't understand. Is it the same species of frog?
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody would know.
Who was the person that put it was something patty frog? What was it?
Shadowcat says the Clatoine patty frog.
Shadowcat. Was it
He
the
wants
same species?
he wants to know if it's the same species of frog. Does that? Can you please stop hitting my chair? Thank you. What? 'Cause I'm trying to dot I's. It's like really messes me up if you do that. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have a response.
Okay, sorry, but not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Okay. Okay. All right. Gonna continue dotting I's and talking.
About stuff.
Hey, what's up, Michael? How's it going? I don't know. I don't really. Most of these models don't have terribly complicated design. Oh, cool. Glad that box came in. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, So that should complete your Falconers team there, Michael. I'm just painting Critical Role, a show which I never had any interest in watching. And I know people like it, apparently. Like, there's got to be a thing. You're at work right now for another hour and a half. Yikes. That's right, you work like the second shift. Which I worked a job that worked a swing shift. It went from like, I don't know what Shadowcat is saying. I don't know what Utene is. I don't. Um, yeah. I used to work this. One of my first jobs out of college was I worked at a job that would start at like 2 in the afternoon and end at 10 o'clock at night. It was a pretty cool job because you'd go, 2 in the afternoon to 10 at night, and then and it was a Tuesday through Saturday job. So Tuesday through Friday, I worked, I worked 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and then Saturday I worked at like 6 o'clock, and I would be done like by 3 o'clock. So it was cool, right? Because that basically meant you had the better part of a 3-day weekend. And also not going into work till like 2 in the afternoon meant that you could actually get a lot done during the day. So it was cool. Oh, don't lock the cat out, dude.
No, I'm just gonna close it.
Okay. Utini. I found it on Google. I don't know. Is Utini? Is that? I don't know what question you're answering. Is that the frog that Baby Yoda eats?
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. I guess most of the internet now has had time to take in The Mandalorian. The finale of The Mandalorian, and now the 24 other shows. So now that Jon Favreau has retconned Star Wars back into relevance and actual like decency, now Disney's like, I know, they're gonna launch like 28 shows. This one is Mandalorian's friend. This one is Mandalorian's other friend. He is a spin-off. So we're gonna get a bunch of shows. A bunch of shows. I don't know. I don't. To me, like, ooh, you gotta worry. You gotta worry. I gotta worry. You worry if you. Actually, I don't worry because I'm not. I'm just not that invested in the universe. But if I was, I would be very worried about that number of properties coming out all out at the same time, and the potential for bad writing and directing. Right? You can't have Favreau everywhere at once. Right? And apparently he's the only dude that can fix it. Utine means wow in Jawiese. Wow. That's what I would be concerned about. The sheer potential for bad times would be there.
So I'm gonna go on the bed, and if any of you have ideas, just say them, and I don't have more control over it. Goodbye.
Good night, son. Good night, son.
Well, I'm gonna come back if you have a question.
Oh, okay. You're around if anyone has questions.
And I can answer it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So Shadowcat found the frogs on Google. Okay. So there we go. Just painting eyeballs in, and then we're gonna do a little bit of proper painting tonight. I don't know which of these characters we'll paint. We'll probably start with some of the easier ones. But yeah, if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. Tonight we're painting the Mighty Nein from Critical Role, which is again a show I never watched. So I could say some really ignorant stuff about these characters, not knowing who they are. Or I could let you guys tell me about the characters. Tell me who you like, who you don't like. I don't think anyone's not allowed to dislike. I think people aren't allowed to dislike things anymore. So you guys tell me, if you secretly dislike something, like this is the stream to tell that, to say that. Like, I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that's good. I think it's you could say that on this stream. Like, that's a thing. Favreau, Filoni, and Lucas are at the helm. I trust them more than KK and JJ. Yeah. Favreau is so much better than Abrams as a showrunner. He trusts the audience. Means he can take risks. I don't follow that logic. But okay. And I don't mean that in a confrontational way. If I'm being honest with you, I do not trust the audience ever. I think that those are contradictory things, in my opinion. And I'm probably reading your comments wrong. You trust the audience and taking risks, to me, are two different things. They're two very different things. Because when your audience, we've seen what happens when the audience drives properties into the ground, where they just wreck. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Ruby. Okay, for those of you who ever watched that show, RWBY, Ruby was it actually was a pretty innovative show when it first came out. It was a CGI anime. It was pretty by Rooster Teeth, and it was fairly trashy in terms of the quality of the animation when it came out because the technology wasn't quite there. However, it was created by Monty Oum, who was just actually pretty brilliant dude, and he had some fantastic character designs, and he put together a fun action show with some deep characters. Not deep characters, they're not really deep characters, but he put together a show that was his own vision, and he took risks, and he gained an audience. He gained a following. Ruby gained a following in the first two seasons. Now, Monty Oum died tragically, I believe, at somewhere between the first and second season, or it might have been the second and third season. I don't recall exactly. But he died pretty early on in Ruby. And what happened was the audience, the fandom, sort of took over that show. And Rooster Teeth let them do it because it was like, oh, we trust the audience, right? Let's see. Have fun. Went off Critical Role due to Sam being a potty mouth. Oops. But you watch this show and I'm a potty mouth. Thanks, Shadowcat. I do appreciate you watching this show. But anyways, my point is, so the fans took over Ruby. The fans started to, and they changed the show dynamically. They changed it into, let's just, instead of sort of developing characters, let's sort of just ship them. That's what that's what Ruby turned into. It turned into Tumblr basically, and it became Tumblr fan fiction. It was because Rooster Teeth trusted the audience, and the audience kept saying, "Ship, ship, ship, ship more characters, ship these characters, ship these characters, ship the characters," and the show lost all meaning and is basically trash. I mean, it's the animation has gotten better and better and better, while the quality of the writing just flushes down the toilet. It is terrible. So and and trusting the audience, in my opinion, is the opposite of taking risks. That's the opposite of taking risks. Taking risks is saying we're going to do something that is for the better integrity of the story at the potential risk of losing the audience. Okay, so if the integrity of the story says that this beloved character has to die, and these two characters that don't ever ship, that's taking a risk. And that's not trusting the audience, that's trusting in the vision of the creator. And when we talk about Abrams and Kennedy and all of these people as visionaries, that's the main problem with them, is they literally have no vision. They do not have a vision other than profit. We're going to profit at the end, and people are going to like this. When you hear them talking, it's just people are going to like this and we're going to profit. You don't actually hear them talking substance about why they want to take characters in a certain direction. They don't even think about developing characters. If you watch Disney Star Wars, which is the worst trash of all time, it's horrible. They don't ever develop characters. They just put two characters on screen and they literally force feed the audience and say they're best friends now or they're in love now. And it's because they think that they're trusting the audience. So I'm sure you could I'm sure you can explain your comments, but to me, as I read those at face value, those are contradictory things. Trusting the audience is basically laying your vision aside, like it's giving up. Maybe you do it because you didn't have a vision in the first place. And maybe that's why you trust an audience. If you have a vision, you take risks and you make that vision complete. That's the difference. And you make your vision whole mainly by ignoring the audience. Mainly by ignoring what people say that they want. That's the main that's like advice for life, right? My advice for life is you're going to hear a lot of people, over the course of your life, you will hear a lot of people tell you what they want. At least I do. I hear it all day, every day. I hear people tell me what they want all day, every day. I want this. I want this, Octave. I want this in my life. I want this. I want it. All day, every day. I want this. I want this. I want this. And I've come to a conclusion about that. I've come to several conclusions about it after listening to people tell me all day what they want. One is, what people say they want is usually a lie. And it's not an intentional one, it's just that they don't understand what they want. People just say, I want this. And they hadn't thought it through. They don't understand what it actually means. They just say that they want it. And they say what they want it without having really processed what it means. And they don't really have a good idea or a reason why they want it. They just want to tell you that they want it. Right? So there's that. So people often don't know, or they're not honest with what they want. I want I want my friends to do this. I want my family to be this way. I want this to be this way. And they don't actually know what that means. The other thing I've learned about what people say they want is that the easiest way to destroy somebody is to give them what they want. That is the truth. If you want to destroy someone, okay, everyone always thinks like, oh, if you're a bad guy, you roll up and you just do bad things and you're a mean person. No. You want to wreck somebody, you really want to destroy them from the inside out, you give them what they want. And that is a harsh truth. That is a harsh truth. The person who is good at giving people what they want is extremely good at destroying people. So that's a dark thing to think about, but I want you to think about it. All right, we got Darth Torlin in, and he wants people to wear their masks. You need people to wear their masks when they go outside, and people stupid. Okay, he knows the way. He's gonna Do you think? Oh, geez, I'll probably get banned just for entertaining discussion around it. Let's just rah rah rah. The party is always right. We'll just go that way. Good, good. I want people to take precautions. I do. That's that. I'm just gonna. I will put it that way. I want people to take precautions. I want people to be considerate. Okay. I'm not gonna. That's. I'm gonna leave it at that. Take precautions. Be considerate. And that goes on both sides. That goes on both sides of the fence. Be considerate of other people. Okay? That's it. That's all I'm going to say. And as far as people being stupid, yes, people are stupid. Just absolutely agree with that. And I would include myself in that generalization. Yes, I can also be stupid. But no, if you want me to be specific, if you think that I will toe a specific line or get behind any absolute, yeah, no, not going to do it. No, not going to do it. Those are dangerous roads. Those are dangerous roads we pave, folks. Anyway, let's do some painting. So we're going to, I don't like, what is this character? We're going to look at this. All right. So this okay, it looks like this character. No, that's not right. Yeah, she's some sort of Asiatic. She's some sort of Asiatic, like bronze skin character. That's what it looks like. Bronze skin character with like darkish robes. I guess that's kind of what we're looking at. Sure, must be. What else do we need to know? These figures remind me of Guild Ball minis. That's probably because it's the same people that designed them, that designed the GB minis. So the other thing, let's continue working on this mini, which means I am going to But yes, remember kids, easiest way to destroy someone, give them what they want. Ooh, that's scary. It's a scary thought. So be careful what you say out loud regarding what you want. Especially, you say it in front of somebody that knows the easiest way to destroy you is to give you what you want. Let's see. I cannot find the color I use for lips. and I know it's here because I use it frequently. Same company. How you doing, Darth Torlin? Gotta stop being generous then. No, that's not what I mean though. Generosity generosity is a different thing. Generosity is not the same thing as giving someone what they want. That's I don't know why we've got so like deep and philosophical tonight, but I do not see those as different things. Being generous means that you're sharing a resource with somebody, and that resource isn't, whether it be money or food or shelter or there. When you're generous, it's usually a resource that you're partaking in and sharing in. That's the point of being generous. That's very different than giving someone what they want. Giving someone what they want is like when someone says, I want recognition. I want fame. I want power. I want, I want quiet. I want my enemies. I want my enemies to suffer. Right? I want my enemies to falter. That's giving someone what they want. Usually something like that. Not something that they need, because you can be generous with someone's needs. Obviously, giving somebody what they need, that's where you could get in a lot of trouble. Giving someone what they actually need. And sometimes it's not your place to give them what they actually need. If you catch my drift. So try to paint. You don't feel like it, so you gave up. Oof. That's the voices, man. Did the voices tell you? Is that? Sometimes the voices be telling you that. We talk about the voices on this stream, right? We talk about the voices on this stream because the voices on this stream, that's often telling you what you want, right? I'll tell you my struggle. I will be upfront and tell you one of my great struggles right now as far as what I want. Nelson knows what I want. Nelson, it's past 9 p.m. What do I want? There's a quiz. It's a pop quiz that I know he knows, so I'll wait for him to answer.
I think you want to sleep.
No, that is not what I want, son.
What?
That's actually what I need. What you're talking about is actually what I need. Right? But that's not what I want.
I mean, a lot of people do want to sleep.
A lot of people want to sleep right now. It's not what I want. I sleep like 4 hours a night. So sleep is typically not something I want. All right. You were painting GW items. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Nelson, he didn't answer yet, so I'm going to answer. What I want is donuts. It's true. It's true. I'm addicted to donuts. My son knows this. He knows this. Right? Almost every morning, what do we do? Before we go to work? Yeah. We go eat donuts. We go and get you get a bagel with cream cheese, which is good, right?
Yeah, and you get
and your little brother gets donut holes, and I just partake. All right? Sometimes I get different kinds of donuts. Man, I love donuts. It's true. I love donuts. Like, I need donuts in my life. Donuts, for whatever reason, are just they're just a thing for me. They're just an obsession. I gotta have donuts in the morning, and it's so bad. They're so bad. I get up at 4 4:15 every morning except for Sunday.
Just to get donuts.
No, not just to get donuts. I get up at 4:15 every morning, and I get up and and that voice in my head. I was talking to people about, and I mentioned this on stream too. The voice in my head. There's two of them. One of them is like feels the creaking of my legs, my knees, my sore knees, and you know, and that voice says, "Dude, you do this all the time. It's okay. Just skip a day. Just lay there. Just lay there. Be warm. Be quiet, and enjoy life." Right? There's one voice that says that. There's another voice that says, "Dude, get your ass up. You can do it." Like, and that voice starts to barter with me. That voice says, "You know what? You know what? You don't have to run. You don't have to run. You're right. Just do this. Just make it to the front door. Can you make it to the front door? Just do that. If you make it to the front door, you have won the day." And this is a pretty popular philosophy going on right now. Win the morning, win the day. And I am a firm believer in that. I am a firm believer in that. Win the morning, win the day, right? And so this other voice says, "Yeah, dude, just make it to the door. Just make it to the door. You don't even need to run." And so far I've made it to the door every single time. I make it to the door, and guess what? Then I run. Because why not? I'm already up. I'm already ready to go. I'm at that door. It's freaking freezing balls outside. It's cold. There could be coyotes out there. There could be drunk drivers out there. There could be random dudes that think I'm really sexy and ruggedly good looking out there. And so I go out there, and yeah, I got to do it. And once I get to the door, I have to do it. I have to do it. And it's great. And you get home, and your lungs are burning. You're running. You're tired. You got your arms up behind your head, but you feel fantastic. You feel great. You're like, I did it. I did it this day. I have no idea how I'll do it tomorrow, but I did it today. Right? You did that. Hey, what's up, Sean? So you do it. And then you get in your shower, you get ready. You get up, you get your kids ready. You're ready to go. You get in that car, and then there's this other voice. Oh man. And this other voice isn't that voice that's bartering with me to get to the door. It's a different voice, right? The voice getting me to get up and get to the door sounds kind of like Optimus Prime, right? It sounds like, "Get to the door. That's all you have to do. Autobots," like you just have to get to the door. But this other voice, when I get in the car, my boys are in the car. This other voice sounds like Donna Dixon. That's right. This other voice, if you don't know who Donna Dixon is, Google Donna Dixon. Listen to her voice. She says, "Go have a donut." That's what that voice says. Man, that voice is impossible to listen. Like, it's impossible to ignore Donna Dixon telling you to go get a donut. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Right? So that's my problem. That's my struggle, man. I'm just being upfront with you. This is me. I'm revealing my weakness. If you want to kill me, you give me what I want. And it's them damn donuts. You give me boxes of donuts. I really like Maple Bar. What are the donuts I like, son?
You like
Maple Bar. I like glazed donuts, glazed braids or glazed twist donuts.
But you don't like crullers? Well, I guess.
I like crullers. Yeah, no, I like crullers. The only donuts I don't really like are I don't really like old-fashioned donuts. But guess what? Sometimes, if you hit the donut shop in in the afternoon, like towards the afternoon, when they just got them donuts that were sitting around since like 3 a.m. and it's always going to be an old fashioned, right? So you hit a donut shop in the afternoon or whatever, and you're like, "Hey man, You got any maple bar left? And like, no. And they give you, they give you a half a glazed donut or whatever's left, and then they just throw in bits, right? Them donut shop owners, they know it's like crack. They're just gonna give you a little taste. They will throw those old-fashioned donuts in, and yes, you will be so I'm talking me, not you. I will be so desperate to just even get near the light and the warmth of donuts. I'll be like, all right, old-fashioned, I still love you. I still love you, girl. I still eat that old fashioned. Cause you want to know why? Cause it's Donna Dixon telling me you can have a donut. Have a donut. I'm telling you, it's right now. That's the struggle for me. If you wanted to destroy me, send me boxes of donuts. Send me boxes of donuts, right? And say it's okay, Octave. Just have a donut. Just have a donut. At work, they know this. At work, people know this. People, the damn marketing people, the sales people, they know this about me. They're like, you know what? I need a favor from that dude. I'm going to swing by the lab in the morning. I'm going to bring him a box of donuts. They know that. Now, the interesting thing is, in my opinion, brand name donuts suck. Right? Who's with me? Brand name donuts really suck. Look at Krispy Kreme. Okay, Krispy Kreme donuts are good when you're in Vegas and it's 3 a.m. and you had a few too many. All right, and you're watching that shit. You're watching them make those donuts at 3 a.m. You ever do that? You go to the top of Excalibur or MGM. I forget which one. Excalibur or MGM. You go up there like a drunken idiot. You go up there and you look at you go to Krispy Kreme and you see them making that donut and they're like spreading that crack on the donuts. What? What?
Wasn't Excalibur the name of that dog that you told me about?
Excalibur was the name of a dog that I wanted once. That's a good memory. Thank you, son. But yes, you could have, so sometimes Krispy Kreme, but ultimately Krispy Kreme it's a sham, right? Krispy Kreme. I remember people went nuts over Krispy Kreme. You remember that, like 2003? People were losing their minds over Krispy Kreme donut. And they had Krispy Kreme at in Las Vegas, so you could just get it like 3 in the morning when you're a drunk idiot. So Krispy Kreme donut and Dunkin' Donuts are a disappointment.
Yeah,
All right, am I the only person that thinks that?
I think
My son thinks that, and you know what? We have impeccable taste in donuts. We have impeccable taste in donuts. If you just okay, if you want to get good donuts, you holler at your boy. I will make sure. Oh, Michael to shut down and do his job. You missed the well. You're in the middle of the donut rant, Michael. This is what you got to know. This is what you got to know about me. Okay. If you really want to destroy me, there's certain things. There's certain vices that I have. It ain't smoking, because I quit smoking. It ain't even drinking. You know I like my sake, but it ain't drinking. Nope. Ain't none of those. It ain't even other things that I dared not mention on air. It's not even those things. Okay? You want to know what it is? It's a larger enemy. Right? It's a larger enemy. Okay? And that enemy is called, stay with me, that enemy is called breakfast for dinner. Breakfast for, say it with me, breakfast for dinner. Okay? And what, breakfast for dinner is the great Balrog that's going to knock me off the bridge and turn me into Octave the Gray, and I go turn into Octave the White. Fighting breakfast for dinner when I eventually defeat breakfast for dinner. But right now, I ain't going to defeat breakfast for dinner. It's too powerful. The dwarves dug too deep. You know what they unearthed. But what is that? What is the tip of the spear on breakfast for dinner? Right? Where's the sharp edge of the sword when we're talking about breakfast for dinner? You want to know what that is? Donuts. Right? Because breakfast for dinner can actually be, sometimes it can be healthy for you, right? If you're eating the right thing, you eat egg whites, you do, some oatmeal. Maybe, oh, I love oatmeal. I love breakfast for dinner. That can be a good thing. But the real dangerous, deadly stuff is gonna be donuts.
Yes.
Okay?
The DN.
But yeah, brand name donuts suck. If you do, like Dunkin' Donuts they're terrible. They're terrible. They're trash.
They have that liquidy layer.
Yeah, they're like slimy and yeah. Go to that. You want to go to that Vietnamese donut shop. That's where you want to go. You want to go to that Vietnamese donut shop because they know how to make donuts. And they're going to put those extra bits in there because they know that that's the way to get you hooked. Man. Well, we all have our struggles, right? That's where mine's going to be, folks. That's where the struggle literally is real. Is donuts. Like what all right. If you're a donut fan, what are your favorite donuts? Go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell me. We'll have we'll get a special dozen. I'll get a box of donuts, and we'll partake. I'll have a donut in your honor. Just don't say old fashioned. Please don't say old fashioned. Man, you want some donut? Yes, stop. See, it's even contagious. The donut vice is real. Man.
Wow, I thought Corona was bad.
The donuts is, oh man, why are donuts are so good? Why? Why do they have to make them so good?
Yeah, they are delicious. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, well, literally, you're saying that if I had an honor of donuts, what would it be? Right? Was that your question?
No, what's your favorite donut? Like if I was gonna eat a donut in your honor, what? Custard filled donuts, yeah. Boston cream, see?
Oh, I do not like those.
Apple filled. Apple filled.
I'm not a.
You like the apple filling? That's pretty good. You could have like you ever have apple fritters are really nice, right? Apple fritters are one of those. They're too big. Most people are too guilty to eat an apple fritter as like an actual meal, but they break up. What they do at these donut shops is they'll break up that apple fritter during the day, and they'll just, oh, I'm so sorry, I put some in your bag. Oh, you gotta have it. It's so delicious, and I am gonna eat that apple fritter, man. Apple fritter. Yeah, see, okay, all right. So far, it sounds like Boston cream. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to work by myself tomorrow. Okay, full disclosure. All right, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Yes, I am getting up at 4 in the morning, and I'm going to jog. Okay, but I'm also going to go because my boys they're home for vacation, so I'm going to go to work by myself, and I'm going to get a donut. And the chat is telling me, get a Boston cream. Woo-wee. Boston cream. Boston cream. The usual to go for me is a custard-filled chocolate devil and a coffee occasionally. So good. Okay, it's even worse. My problem is even worse. Okay? To give you an idea, like I said, I quit smoking about 8 years ago. I quit smoking cigarettes about 8 years ago. I still drink, but very occasionally. Once a year, maybe. Once or twice a year. There's no Kingdom Con anymore. So, very rare occasions. You don't see you guys remember the Masu, right? Look, you guys remember this? You guys remember this? Remember the Masu? Look, I haven't touched it. Don't touch the Masu. Right? So, I'm not.
Just touched the Masu.
Stop. Right? So I don't smoke anymore. I don't really. I drink very occasionally. But my two vices are donuts, and Diet Coke. Yeah, I don't do. I used to do coffee, but hot coffee makes me sleepy. In the morning, it's Diet Coke, and I used to be. Diet Coke is the one of the worst things for you, and I was so addicted to Diet Coke back in the day. I would drink like 5 or 6 Diet Cokes in a day. It'd be awful, right? It wasn't just. I'm not proud of guys. I'm not proud of what I'm sharing here. I'm not. It's not this. I have no pride in what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's like this is the raw, like, my issues. These are the things that I actually struggle with as far as like what I am addicted to, and what what are my issues today. Salt coffee and a coffee donut. Damn. Everybody, we're all talking. This is the donut stream. It's true, man. I'm not trying to sell you guys donuts. I'm just saying that's my struggle. Yes. So I jog in the morning. I also exercise in the evening too. It's true. And I'm very methodical about it. Like, I don't skip days. But man, that donut. What are we gonna do? It's too powerful. How do you contend with that? Diet Coke is really yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, aspartame is super super bad. But that stuff is like jet fuel, right? I mean, that stuff. I used to drink a lot of coffee as a kid, which is why I don't want my kids drinking really coffee or Coke too much, because I've just I'm hot drinks just make me tired. It doesn't matter how much caffeine is in them; they just make me tired. So, but yeah, Diet Coke super bad for you. I still love the taste. Still love that jet fuel taste. Right? Okay. Back in the day, I used to get donuts with my dad as a kid. We'd hit up McDonald's for that cheese Danish. Dang! I remember those days. Oh, man. All right. And then, so, what's she wearing? Okay, so she has like black and then, okay, I could do this. The artwork is slightly different. It's not that much different, but all right. So black, looks like black and sort of gray here. All right, dudes. Man, them donuts. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing my addictions just so that you could get addicted to them too. I'm just being honest about it. Those are things I'm addicted to. People get addicted to really awful stuff, right? Gambling, PORN, the stuff that we can't, stuff that, I'll just leave it as that. DRUGS, there's all kinds of stuff. People get addicted to all kinds of stuff. For me, it's donuts. Really gotta.
Is that your worst or only addiction?
No, I wouldn't say that's my only addiction. I probably have many addictions.
What is it, your worst addiction?
I don't know if it's my worst addiction, but it's the one addiction that I feel needs attention. Right? It needs me to take ownership of, and then I need to take ownership of it, and then I need to deal with it. Yo, boss, what's your take on Crazy Eddie Donut Shop? My take is every day. crazy, crazy Eddie's. Man, they know our. They know. They know my order. They know my order. I walk in. They know my order based on what kids I have in the car. Okay? My son can attest to this. It's true. They know what to get me based on, and you guys actually, this is one of my it's one of my habits. It's one of the things I really like is I like to build rapport. Right? No matter where I go, no matter what place I patron as a customer, I like to build rapport. I like it when people remember me. I like it when I like it when people remember me, and I like it when they do things for me and they go they do the little extra for me. I'm that way with everything. I'm that way with the donut shop. I'm that way with with Comic Quest for sure. I'm that way with GameCraft. I like it when people get to know me and remember me anyway, right? Which is really the tragic part about that is I'm like face blind half the time, and I forget that people remember me. but um, but yeah, I like that, and so the donut shop is no exception. And so when I go into the donut shop, then they know me, and and they treat me. They know they want it. They're like, hey, dude, which kids do you have with you? Are you going to be back later? What do we have to do? Right? And it's just that rapport. I love the rapport, guys. It's one of the. It's a good. I think that's a good thing. When you have rapport with your local shops, the people that you do business with all the time, it's a good thing because you're looking out for each other. Especially when the pandemic started, I made it a point. I made it a solid point, and we still make it a point. In fact, Nelson, we gotta get not just. I'm not calling you out, but I feel guilty that we have not gone to GameCraft for a couple of weeks. I feel a little bit guilty about that. I think that the owner there is so sweet, and and I talked to her about the shutdown, and she was like, she just looked at me and she's like, yeah, I gotta just do. Oh, I gotta do. I got staff, right? We gotta just do. And I'm like, okay, all right. Yes, I'm there. But yeah, that's just me. That's one of the things that I like to do. Uh, we're actually talking about Sean's addiction is musical instruments and painting miniatures. There you go. That's another addiction. Um, Michael loves a French cruller. Oh, my son loves French cruller. I love most French crullers. Maple is my favorite. Maple cruller is my favorite of the crullers. Yeah. Yeah, Nelson, the short little Asian lady and I think one other person are the owners. And so, yeah, because when we were talking about hosting Guild Ball and that kind of stuff there, I was dealing with her. And yeah, and her and I feel so bad, but like three or four of the bartenders there just they recognize us. They recognize you too because you always come too. But they know what we order. The funniest is when there was that one the one server there, I forget her name. She was this blonde chick that she would always just bring the wontons over because I always had them. And sometimes, like, at least twice she's like, I don't know if these are yours. I'm like, sure, I'll just take them. So that's cool. Yeah, she's a really nice lady. So and like I said, she's just trying to survive. And it was actually, remember when they reopened, we were shocked that not only did they manage to survive, but they managed to buy that suite next door, right? So they expanded over, and we were impressed by that. We're like, wow, not only did they did they make it through. They even expanded a little bit. Like that was pretty impressive. But yeah, they need our help, dude. Those servers, like I said, they're great people. The one dude, uh, again, I feel so bad. I forgot his name, but he used to come to Paint Day, and now he's like just a server there all the time. He works there all the time. He knows my beer order, and we talk about games. He wants to play RSD, and I'm like, dude, if you ever have a day off, for sure I'll game with you. But yeah, the people there are fantastic. They're great people. So, but yeah, that's my thing. I like having rapport with people. I like being a regular at stuff because, the service is a little bit better, and then they're good people. Usually, you get in with a service culture of people. They're really nice. You got 140 vacation hours. Well, we were talking about that today too. Vacation hours. Yeah, like we get so many vacation hours, we gotta start cashing some out because it's just a lot. But yes. So now that we know the address of the donut shops, we can go get donuts. One of my employees, he knows I really love breakfast stuff. So he brought me some. He brought me like a ham and cheese croissant one day when I was at work. This thing was gigantic. Like it was. There's no way this thing was like 2 meals. There's no way. There's no way an average sized human ate something like that. I felt so bad though. I was like, is this what they think of me? That I just eat donuts all day? I mean, I do talk about at work. I always talk about donuts. When people come into my lab, I'm like, what are you doing here? Did you bring donuts? And I say it like half jokingly. Why are you here? Did you bring donuts? Those are the 2 questions I typically ask. So, alrighty. Yeah, this character is pretty simple. So she's just blue. She's blue and lighter blue in some areas. That's all we need to know. That's all we need to know. Blue and lighter blue. Let's start with blue.
You mean dark blue and light blue?
Favors. Yeah. Okay, this particular employee is weird because he finds me, according to his coworkers and certain people in HR, he finds me intimidating. And I think that's impossible. I'm like, what? Where do you even get that? It might be because I talk super fast at work, and I explain things super quickly, and just this is a fault of mine. As like I'll often at work I explain things super quickly, right? Because I just want to move on, right? We got shit to do. I'm not just gonna sit there and pontificate. We got shit to do. We got donuts to eat. We got there's stuff going on all day. So I go pretty quick, and this guy, he's doing his best to learn, and he's a really productive guy. I think he's intimidated by me because I turned him down for a job once, and then ended up eventually hiring him. But I don't know. He finds me intimidating, and HR says that. They're like, this guy finds you intimidating, and we don't understand why. And I'm like, yeah, I also would not understand why anyone would find me intimidating. But okay, sure, we'll roll with it. And he bought me that thing because, frankly, one of my other employees used to just bring me Diet Coke. He would just leave a Diet Coke on my desk every day because he knew that's what I did. But when one day he he brought it, and I said, "Look, I'm cracking down. I'm not doing that anymore." That was like that was kind of like a watershed moment, right? Like, I'm not doing that anymore. Um, but yeah, that was that was a big deal. But this guy finds me intimidating, and he brought me a big ass ham and cheese croissant one day. It was awesome. Let's see. Burger shop next to my house knows that I only have 2 orders. You want to eat more there? Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's important, right? You're supporting your local community. You want to be friends with, and especially Comic Quest. Like, I try to be friends with the people that work there, and I try to make sure that I have. It's not just rapport. It's not just about you know getting like the little extras here or there, or just getting a little bit extra attention, or a little bit. It's not really. In fact, it's not really about that. But like on the surface, it kind of is. But you care about your community. You want it's important to have that business thrive, because that's where we get together and game. Um, that's where we buy our product. That's where in my case, that's where I meet most of my clients and stuff for commission work. So it's important. Like, it's important for me to support that place, and make it feel comfortable for not only the people that come there and attend my events and that kind of thing, but even the people that work there. Yeah. So yeah, that's just we I'm just I do think that supporting your local businesses is very important. So that's what we do. But yeah, especially if they're a donut shop. Okay. Anybody else have significant addictions they want to share? Anyone? Anyone? Did GameCraft always have cans for to-go sale? I don't recall. I don't know. Um, I think they did pre-shutdown. I think they just started to do that kind of thing. But it just I remember during the worst parts of the shutdown, driving by there and going, man, I wonder if it'll ever open again. I talked about it with some of you guys. Like, we talk about, like, man, I wonder if GameCraft is ever going to open again. And the fact that they opened up again was such a big deal for us. That was like, okay, yeah, we gotta come back here. We gotta patron this place. So we gotta support. Yeah, it's good. Last time when you were there, you ordered 3 6-packs. Oh, and you brought those up to. Oh, good. Your girlfriend liked them. That's good, man. That is good. Donuts. What else is? I. It's interesting. I do consider, like, miniature games an addiction of mine, but I don't. I don't know. For me, it's almost because there's kind of a business aspect to it as well. For whatever reason, I don't really hold it in the same light as I do donuts. Probably because there is some positive to miniature painting, right? It can be a positive thing. We'll just paint her tonight, whoever this character is. Because we're just doing a light dealio. Hobbies are can hobbies can definitely turn into addiction, though. You have to be, you got to be careful of that. And you could even be addicted to exercise or addicted to making money.
Or addicted to eating.
Or addicted to eating, for sure. Um, I want to be addicted to exercise for just like 6 months. If I could be addicted to exercise and unaddicted to donuts, probably be in pretty good shape. But I feel like, I got Jason says I gotta have balance. That's how he puts it. So you gotta have balance. You do some exercise and then you do some donuts. That's all right. She has this like she has this like bordering here. It's pretty cool. Oh. I guess we may be done confessing our addictions. Son, do you have any other addictions to confess?
About me?
Yeah, about you.
I don't think I have any.
Not really. You do have a little bit of an addiction to playing games on the phone.
Okay, not gonna lie, I'm guilty for that.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, that's fine. I was, I was addicted to video games at your age.
Video games are pretty fun.
Yeah, video games are for a growing kid. Video games are very addicting.
A lot of people, when they're bridging the gap between old and young, like video games.
Mm-hmm. Video games are. I mean, video games in when I was growing up, they had a massive taboo around them. Right? It was very. I can't even. You know, it's still a little difficult to conceive of a day where you have adults, you have middle-aged people at work talking about what video game they're playing. Like that, to me, that's still shocking, right? That just wasn't a thing. Like if you played any video games as an adult, you were just a loser. That's just the way. That's just what society was like. Oh, you play video, you're a loser. But now, like with um, the way everything is so computer based, you're not a loser. You just, that's just how it is. And I remember, pining for those days. I'm like, oh man, I just wish I could just be a geeky person in public. I just wish that I could just do that and be who I am and not be judged for it. And by these stupid normies. Now, all the normies be playing video games, and now I paint miniatures, and they judge me for painting miniatures. Yeah, but like in my world, I mentioned this too, that it's my corporate world. This is still very much a highly unheard of thing. Painting miniatures, playing miniature games, especially a person my age. It's just not, right? But yeah, so we're painting a little critical role here. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Let's start doing some highlighting and shading, right? So first things I want to do, her hair is still a little bit light, so we're going to shade that down. Okay. She does look a little bit angry about this station here. All right. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
call the phone?
What phone?
The old phone. Your old phone.
Sure. Sure. All right. Let's try to locate that other phone. Hang on one second. While this is going. See if we can locate that other phone. Well, it's off. It's off. It's probably dead somewhere. All right. So, let's do some highlighting on this miniature. Actually, you want to try something? Let's try something. Let's try something. Because I bought some stuff. Oh, my stuff isn't down here. Never mind. We can't try it. Never mind. We'll have to try it another time. For now, we're just going to do... We're just going to do a little bit of highlighting. But yeah, it's actually pretty good timing because we are just about at the end of our feed. We're wrapping up. But if you have any other thoughts on what we covered tonight? Donuts. We covered donuts. We covered some Mandalorian stuff. By the way, I did mention this earlier. I am actually I am actually at the point now where yeah, I've given in. I'm watching The Mandalorian because for a number of reasons. It's just you know, I said I would do this months ago and haven't done it, but you know, and so much of the stuff I paint, people are saying, make it like the Mandalorian, be like the Mandalorian, and so now I need to keep up with the Mandalorian. So I have started watching that. I will at some point start sharing my thoughts on the show. I will tell you right now, though, it's mostly positive, right? It's mostly positive because it's, you know, especially set against the backdrop of how I normally feel about Star Wars, right? It's a breath of fresh air compared to that. So, so yeah, I will. The plan is I will actually, you know, start sharing some of my thoughts on the show, especially now that the 2 seasons are over and we're not going to get a season 3 for a little while here. So we can talk about that stuff, and you know, given that most of you guys are already super caught up and super fans of the show, I don't feel like I'm, you know, laying out any spoilers for folks. But I do have some thoughts on it. Some of them good, some of them not so good, and it'll be interesting just to talk about that on the feed without it just me being a shit fest on regular Star Wars, right? So I'm looking forward to that. A little bit of Mandalorian talk. You'll hear it. And I think, you know, probably given that you've seen my sort of natural bias against Disney Star Wars in particular, you know, hopefully there's some credibility for when I do heap praise on something that I've basically trash talked for probably a good few years now on this feed. Okay. Yeah, I do have like a light blue dry brush paint that I was going to break out, but I don't think I have it anywhere near where I can access it. So we're just going to do this. All right. But yeah, pretty simple color scheme on this one. I'll crank through these probably over the next couple of days. All right. Sounds like they were able to locate the old phone.
We were.
Good. Congratulations. So I'm just going to do a little highlight here on the robe. Any questions, comments, threats, guys? As we wrap up this feed, we managed to get one of these characters done. I got the box around here somewhere. What is the name of this character? I'm sure it says it in one of these. It is it, I don't know if it's not Beauregard the Human Monk, is it? No. I don't know. Yasha, the Asimar Barbarian? I don't know. Could be. Is it? Is it Yasha? I don't know these characters. Human Monk. Yeah, I don't know. Just a little highlight here. Right. Just sell a little reality back to this miniature. Ooh. Before we close down the feed here. Right, and then I base all the miniatures all at around the same time. So anyways, yeah, I think that's where we're at, folks. We're gonna wind it down. We're gonna call it here. I'm gonna continue to paint through these. Best estimate is these probably get done maybe Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday at the latest Wednesday night. I wrap them up, and that'll be good. All right. So, anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. Dream of donuts if you want. We'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody.